You good to drink and ride?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's a slow ride.
That's good. Can we go back?
You're back. We can back out.
Oh, this is.
How do we feel about the camera angles?
You're gonna get a lot of my knees in it.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's pretty hot.
Sure.
People love the knees.
Yeah.
How about I'll pedal and you can steer. Does that feel like a fair division of labor?
Yeah, so I can steer. It's nice to have you because you balance me out. I tipped over once.
Oh, that seems unfortunate.
Okay, finally started. I picked up a random guy at like 34th Street.
Just to be nice?
He's like, can I hang out with you? And I said, okay.
Who is this person? What's their name?
Sergio?
I don't know Sergio.
I don't know him.
Sorry.
I didn't know him. But now I know him.
Making new friends.
Yeah.
You really took the friendship episode to heart.
Yeah. We're going much faster with you pedaling.
You're also pedaling. Oh God. Feels very weird to be pedaling a bike. Well, just you stop pedaling then.
Okay.
Yeah, that feels good.
So, what have you done so far at Open Streets?
I was part of the volunteer setup crew, which means you get to do the fun part, which is...
Let's slow it down. Elissa, you're very aggressive. This is very squeaky brakes. Okay.
Oh, man. Yeah,
so you did setup?
Did setup. And... yeah, so you get to take the barricades and put them in the way and shoo the cars off the street, which is very fun.
You're a person who doesn't like festivals. Am I right about that?
I mean, I'm like an introvert that gets easily overwhelmed in large crowds. So my preferred hangout time at Open Streets events is like the beginning and the end, when there's a little bit less happening.
Those are my least favorite parts. When they take the barricades away and the cars come back?
Yeah, I mean, that's everyone's least favorite part.
It's not too sunny. Did you put on sunscreen?
I put on a minimum of sunscreen, yeah.
Okay.
But my fanny pack has more in case of emergency, if you need some.
But you enjoy people watching. That's another thing I know about you.
I do enjoy people watching, yes. It's great to people watch.
You told me once you don't like the cat tour, but you like watching the people who come to the cat tour.
I don't dislike the cat tour.
As if it's a bunch of freaks who come
Don't
to the cat tour.
make me out to be a cat tour hater. But I think the watching of people is at least as good as the watching of cats.
Our video looks very washed out.
It's because it's sunny, sort of.
I wonder if I could get it focused better.
Probably.
Okay, let's stop here.
Right in the middle of the street?
Yeah.
This is the thing you can only do during Open Streets.
Yeah. Still. Is that better?
I don't know.
I don't care.
Although I'm just realizing it's unfortunate you can only see the first half of this shirt. It looks like I'm pro street parking.
Yeah. Anyone you're looking forward to seeing?
Watch this bike. At this event, I mean, I went and said hi to all the R Street staff. Thanks to the R Street staff for their hard work in making this event happen. We're in the arts district right now, which is pretty cool.
This is much busier than in prior years.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot more vendors, I think, which feels cool. I don't know. I think there's a number of folks that I know who are here today, and I just like biking the route end to end. I don't know if we'll make it that far in the podcast, though.
What do you mean? You don't think we'll make it much of a distance?
I don't know. I don't know how long you're podcasting for today.
All day.
All day?
But not just with you.
That's 6 hours of podcast. The only complaint I regularly get about the podcast is that the episodes are too long.
Yeah, this will be a 6-hour-long podcast.
That's a choice.
It could be multiple episodes. I don't know.
Are you going to do this for every Open Streets?
I don't think so. It's kind of a pain in the ass. So maybe.
Non-committal.
See how it goes.
Yeah.
Other open streets would probably be easier because it's easier to navigate through. There's not as many crowds. In
Yes,
other
that's
open
true.
streets. So you can buzz everyone. I feel like we're spending all our mental energy trying not to kill anyone with this.
I mean, we're not at a pace where this is not your typical vehicle on Lyndale.
Yeah.
The Wedge live.
Hello. There are some, like this median. This is the median.
Oh yeah, should we talk about the median? How do you feel as a transportation professional? Can I call you that?
Sure.
How do you feel about the median?
I mean, I like it. I appreciate that it's actually wide enough to stop in the middle, both as a person walking and as a person biking. Like if you have a bike, there's some of those medians that are narrow enough that if you had a bike, like the tail end of your bike would be hanging out into traffic one way or the other.
It's wide enough to do a podcast from.
That's the real marker of success in our infrastructure. Can we podcast there?
I feel like the video of this is not going to be as interesting as I'd hoped because it's just us on video.
I mean, you could turn the camera around, right?
There is no, I could. Yeah, you're right. Should I do that? Would that be more interesting?
It's a time for experimentation, John.
Okay, let's stop it and I'll turn the camera around.
It's going to be just like pavement.
Then I won't be able to see if it's still recording.
Do you want to get off the bike and go test
I
it?
have to check.
See what the view's like?
Okay.
This is
This
all
might be better. That's a good idea, Elissa.
These are the brilliant ideas that you've come to rely on me for as a co-host.
Okay. That works. Let's do that. I don't know who's next. I'm kind of playing it by ear. I have some people and I shouldn't be talking about the next guest while I'm talking to my current guest.
I like your guests.
But Ash from our streets,
Yep.
Marion Green from
Cool.
the Hennepin County Board, Mike Norton, Minneapolis DFL Vice Chair, maybe some other people. Some people were not non-committal.
Seems like a varied group of participants who would have lots of perspectives.
Is there any control at this intersection?
There is a vehicle that labeled traffic control
I feel like
off to the side.
I got waved through on a red light before, so it's a little confusing.
Well, yeah, my understanding is generally when we have a signalized intersection, the traffic control person should be out controlling the traffic. But
Are you a good person to talk about Hennepin Avenue with?
depends on what we're talking about, I guess. I don't know.
Talking about just the state of it, the delay. Are we going to get the full-time bus lane, do you think?
I sure hope so. I feel like a lot of very smart people are working very hard to make that happen.
Yeah, well, depending on what you think of Margaret Anderson Kelleher, there's a very smart person trying very hard to make it not happen. Elissa just made a face. I turned the camera around, but Elissa just made a face at me. So Margaret Anderson Kelleher, if you're listening, she didn't like that comment at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
Oh, you
It's
know what I could have done? I could have switched the camera around to the backside camera.
that's what I thought you were going to do, and then you got off, and I was
Now
like,
I'm a dummy.
well, I assumed it was like a higher quality camera.
No, it's a worse quality camera.
Oh, well, then I don't know.
Then we could see what was happening.
I think Hennepin Avenue, one, I was thinking today about how I wonder how having Open Streets Lyndale on Lyndale for, what, 8 years, 10 years? Open Streets has been happening a long time. has made the neighborhood more interested in safety projects for people walking, biking, and who live in the neighborhood.
Has it?
I mean, I think there was like a fair amount of, there was much more energy from, and like, within people who live in the neighborhood, and I think a lot less resistance from the businesses on safety improvements.
I
on
can see
Hennepin
that.
Avenue.
Hello, candidate. I know you. I'll call you.
It's the mark of a good open streets event is shouting at people across the street. No, I just wonder if like something like an Open Streets Hennepin would have set the stage differently for the conversation about Hennepin, right?
Yeah, I see the argument about businesses as just a demonstration of removing cars from a situation is not always a way to make a street worse. Sometimes it makes a street better, making space for people.
Yep.
But I wonder if like the genesis of open streets also just coincides, if it's correlated with the advocacy. Hello. And not, like I'd be advocating for better streets even if there wasn't an open streets. I'm a believer.
Yeah.
The advocates are already believers. They didn't need this demonstration project to do it.
No, but the regular people who live in the neighborhood and the businesses who
The
see their
political
customer
buyout.
base as people who drive and assume their customer base drives without necessarily the data to back that up. Sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't.
Hey, Jonathan.
Like that's just a different situation. Oh boy, this is gonna be a tight squeeze here.
We did it.
We did it. Good steering. I'm still doing nothing except pedaling, and that feels. I appreciate your work, John.
Thank you.
So.
Did I screw that one up? I feel like a
Not
student
4
driver.
seconds after I give you a compliment, I'm like, nope, I gotta steer so we don't hit this pedestrian.
Student driver.
Every driver of a car is always a student driver. I don't know. So it just feels different, right? Like, and it's hard to understand that, you know, every business advocating against changes on Hennepin is really like operating from a place of fear.
Yeah. I'm kind of disappointed in the business community, the Uptown Association in particular, because they opposed even the medians was unacceptable to them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, there are some business associations around the country who are kind of progressive in terms of street design, like they're convinced it's good for business because I think it is.
Yep.
So it doesn't have to be the case that the business association in an urban area wants to like institute a suburban mindset on their streets. That's not always the case, and I think they should open their minds a little.
Yeah.
It's very reactionary.
It is. And I mean, most business associations are membership-based organizations, and so they come at it from a place of doing what their members want them to do, as opposed to seeing themselves as someone who shapes the vision of what their members want and is like a leader on their own merit. Oh, this is getting loud.
Great audio for the podcast.
It is. It's just musical audio. We're having a musical break.
Squealing brakes and a loud band at the VFW. Swap you out?
Do you want to talk to Ash now?
I don't know.
You can find me again later. I'll be here all day.
Okay. All right. And I can reset this camera the correct way. Thank you for joining me.
Thank
I'll
you
see you
for
again.
letting me be the inaugural guest, co-host. What am I now?
The first
Passenger?
co-passenger on the mobile edition of the Wedge Live podcast.
High five.
Wait, we should turn the camera around before we do that.
It's not a high five if nobody saw it. You're too tall. You're a perennial problem, John.
Okay. High five.
High five. Did it. See you later.
See ya.
You probably need this back, huh?
I do, yeah. Somebody's gonna leave with it and then I'll be screwed. Thank you.
I'll see you soon.
See ya.